You know, I have not had central AC in this house now for a couple of weeks now, I think. And my thoughts. I'm a little hot right now, but I have a fan on, the attic fan on, and I'm sitting in my living room. I have my front door open, and I'm just letting in the cool air. And the only reason it's hot in here now is because I shut it earlier because I thought it had cooled off in here enough. I was wrong. Uh, I have a little air conditioning unit in my bedroom that is a portable. It's one of those ones that has a tube that goes to the window. I put that on when I sleep. Otherwise, I really haven't missed AC. And this is kind of where I'm at. Is like maybe the whole world doesn't need central AC. And here's my point. I don't need my entire house to be 60 degrees all the time. I need some place to go cool the fuck off when I get hot. Okay? Like that's a thing. And that portable air conditioner unit in a room pretty much gives me that. The thing that pisses me off the most about central AC is you can't just make cold air right now, right here. You can do that with that little one. You put it in a small room, shut it off for an hour, it'll freeze you out. That's the kind of thing that, like, one second. It's the kind of thing that, like, people don't get. It's not good to have your whole house 60 degrees all the time. You need one room like that. Like, it's not good to get fucking overheated for no reason. Go sit in the cold air, chill off. Kind of my philosophy. And as far as the rest of the time, like, I like being in the temperature that it is. As long as it's not 115 degrees, like, there are days where, like, yep, the only time you can be anywhere is to be inside with the AC on. And that was just a couple of weeks ago. And when it was like that, my cat and I were holed up in my bedroom with that AC cranked, and it was bearable in there during the daytime. Like it was maybe 60 degrees in there at night, but during the day it was like, I don't know, 75, something like that. And now it's like 68. We've dropped that in temperature that enough to where the AC can fucking make it 68 instead of 75 at, like, 4 o'clock in the afternoon in August. Actually, we're in September now. That's part of it, and for one, I'm looking forward to winter in some ways. I'm not looking forward to snow because I don't have four-wheel drive, but I think I might just start risking it. I'm feeling more me, and like I can pack tools and get myself out of shit and whatever, and I know how to drive in snow. And that minivan is front-wheel drive, which is honestly going to be pretty good for snow, assuming you don't go anyplace too crazy. That's kind of my thing. Is like I don't need four-wheel drive because I basically never go anywhere that you need it unless there's inclement weather or something or some unknown factor. And that's why I don't drive a four-wheel drive cars because I don't fucking use it. I had a nice one for a long time, and now I have well, quite a bit of stuff, including the and that Flux Raider just thrown into my gun collection, and a bunch of other shit. I made a bunch of memories with that money more than anything. What pisses me off is Dakota wasn't there. Like, it's like the little things you miss, man. Roughly half the time we were together, we were on opposite sleep cycles, sort of. And like, it was like we were in the same house, and she was, you know, she did various things for money, but one of them was play professional video games of some sort. And she would do that, and I would do my chats and make knives or do whatever, watch something, smoke some weed, and you know, at some point in the day, we both ended up in the living room, sitting in chairs smoking weed, and we would do that until we got tired and wanted to go to bed. That's what I miss. I just want someone to sit and smoke and watch TV with. You can do whatever the fuck you want the rest of the time. Like, I would occasionally like to suck your dick. Like, that's the thing that, really, I'm a pretty chill roommate in some ways. As far as that goes, like, I like freedom and I like to do whatever I want. I'm kind of a crazy person. And she was kind of too. And that's why it worked so well. Like, we had the freedom and the ability to just be us. And it's much easier to have a sexual companion when you can provide that kind of an atmosphere. Where, like, basically, the reason that worked so well is I had more money than she did. And neither one of us wanted much at all except for guns, weed, and high, good internet, high def internet, whatever. Like, I'm not a computer person, and this is where, like, I thought she was valuable because I'm not a computer person, and she was. And like, this is where really it was a good thing that we never talked about computers because we would have ended up hacking the NSA. Pretty sure she was a little hacker nerd. That's kind of like my thing is like I am one of those hacker nerds. I just am not obsessed with fucking computers at all. Like, I like Mac stuff because it's pretty easy for me to use. I think that's the real gift of Steve Jobs to the world is you nerds that thought MS DOS was convenient to use. You will always like whatever it is. It's your average everyday person that you're trying to sell shit to. And that's like what a Mac computer is, in my opinion. It's half of why I love this old MacBook Pro so much. If you guys can hear the sirens or not, but they're coming for me. Yeah, it's not the best computer, but it does exactly what I need it to do. It's doing this now for you. And the only thing I use this computer for, really, other than this, is to occasionally watch YouTube on. I would use it for other things if I didn't have an Amazon Fire TV on both TVs. Okay, and that's kind of like supplemental, and that's kind of like another computer thing. It's like, in reality, I got an iPod and then an iPhone, kind of bam bam, like a few years apart. And during that time, what I said that I wanted is what eventually became a third gen Apple TV. I said it exactly, pretty much. I just wanted a fucking iPod that would plug into my fucking TV. And then like they made the iPhone, and I said, well, actually, I want this where I can stream shit over the internet plugged into my TV. And they made it. That's one of those like whatever that is, of that ability to predict the market. I'm good at it because that Amazon Fire TV is what I said basically, and it's what everyone uses now. And when you're like, well, when did you say that? I said this when I bought my first iPhone. I bought my first iPhone in 2007, I think, something like that. 2007 or 2008, one or the other. Pretty long time ago. I have some sort of uncanny ability to pick what will be the thing. That's not just that one thing. There's several examples of this. And what I'm telling you now is central AC in a home is not going to be a thing here pretty soon. I've always fucking hated it. I think everyone fucking hates dealing with it. I think if people saw what I'm doing now and saw what I'm trying to build now, like I'm building a model home of the future is what I'm doing. And it's a thing like it is my philosophy. I think that man and nature should be a lot closer together than they currently are. Like, don't get me wrong. I think you should have a house and you should be able to go inside and yada yada yada. And there's no reason why you can't have a giant big room. But if you're going to temperature control an area, the size of the area matters. And why does the hallway need to be in that area? Why does the entryway need to be in that area? There's lots of places where you can cut some fat. And this is sort of a eco hippie bullshit home, but it's I'm not an eco hippie bullshit. I just am cheap. This is like the Earth ship for Texas. Because like the Earth ship will never sell in Texas, right? This will. And part of this is like, well, how are you going to power this? Well, if all you're trying to do is power a little portable AC unit in a couple of rooms, a big solar system could 100% do that. It'd have to be a big one, but that's what I plan on building. And my goal would be able to run both air conditioners at the same time at the height of the day. So, like maybe at night when you're running off batteries, you pick where you're going to be and you turn that air conditioner on. But that's if it needs it. It's like my thing is at night with the right design of ventilation system, which I'm going to design a hell of a ventilation system. Uh, I think it would be great. Like the thing that I like is the attic fan I have. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate one of those into my cabin, but there's definitely going to be one. I kind of figure I'm going to make whatever cabin I make probably have a door at each end of some sort. One of those doors is going to be a mud room. So maybe somewhere in the center of the room, put a fucking big ass vent fan, attic fan kind of thing in the ceiling. Have a switch on the wall, and then have screen doors for both doors. And whatever windows you have, maybe you can have screens too. But honestly, I kind of like the idea of windows that don't open. And I know that seems odd, but hear me out. If we have screen doors and an attic fan, basically there's no reason to ever open your windows, especially with small little places I'm going to have with an internal fan to mix things up. Ventilation is not a problem. We might make one or two windows opening, but I'm going to make most of the windows in the place fucking like just plexiglass glued into a frame. Like I said, this is, what Ian and Carl did to the AR-15 and the What Would Stoner Do project? That's what I'm getting ready to do to my house. I don't know how long this process is going to take, but like, I hope someday these are like the lost tapes of the crazy person that designed our future homes. That would be great. I would think that is fucking hilarious. Oh, great wise and future leader of Earth, what do you believe? Um, Pussy, money, weed. I don't know. Leave me alone. I want to be. Remember Demolition Man? I was in love with Dennis Leary. What I think we should really do, we should make Dennis Leary the Cocteau guy that like got Simon Phoenix out of prison and sent him to go kill him. We should make Dennis Leary that. We should let the dude that really doesn't fucking give a shit, just wants to be left alone. We should let them run the whole thing for like at least a decade. And I'm not saying me. I don't care if it's me. I'd take the Dennis Leary character from Demolition Man. Anyone who cares about weed and sex more than they do about fucking money, I would take. I only care about money because it allows me to buy weed and guns. And I would say I'd buy sex, but I have actually never once in my life paid for sex. On the whole prostitution gambit, let's just say that I have always come out on top, which is funny considering I'm a bottom. But I hope this rambling has made sense to someone. This is, in a nutshell, why I think our society is kind of doomed. There's so many people right now that keep buying giant mansions with central air conditioners that they don't need and not thinking about what they actually need to live, how they would actually want to live. How much room do you really need to exist? Would you rather have a 40 by 40 space that is exactly as you want it? Or would you rather have Bruce Wayne's mansion where you're like having dinner across a 20-foot table with one bitch? Don't get me wrong, room is nice. I might one day, if I'm like crazy wealthy or whatever, I'll put a basketball court fully indoors and air conditioned and powered by solar on my land 20 feet behind my cabin. And the basketball court would just give you overflow room to do whatever you wanted to do. At the point that I have a basketball court and a pistol range and a few cabins, like I could totally start Ray Ray's School for the Gifted. Are you hot? Are you over 18? Are you transsexual? Come to Ray Ray's Cat House in scenic Reno, Nevada, where you too can be a millionaire. I can see the commercials now. Actually, I promised my people a pirate-themed whorehouse at wherever I end up. Because that sounds like fun. Mm. Oh. Ray Ray's Free Range Pussy Farm. That has a ring to it. See you guys later.